The NASCAR Xfinity Series heads to Michigan International Speedway, and we see another victory for Toyota and another victory for Ty Gibbs in the Xfinity Series. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Xfinity Series race from Michigan International Speedway, the New Holland 250. We got a lot to talk about from the race. Let's go and talk about it. So, before the green flag drop in today's race, some drivers have to go to the rear of the field. This included Bailey Curry, David Starr, CJ McLaughlin, Blaine Perkins, and Matt Mills. All had either engine changes or unapproved adjustments. So on the start of the race, he had Noah Gragson lead the field from the outside with AJ Allmendinger on the inside. And Noah Gragson got a really strong run and got up to the race lead and took the race lead. On lap 4 of the race, we saw a little bit of trouble between Josh Berry and Kyle Weatherman. Josh Berry got a little bit loose in the wall, and Kyle Weatherman tried to avoid, and they all lost a ton of positions in the chaos. Good saves from both of those cars. Meanwhile, while Noah Gragson had the race lead near the end of stage number 1, Justin Allgaier really started catching Noah Gragson for the lead. But if Justin Allgaier just basically got stuck in the wake of Noah Gragson and never got an opportunity to catch him, and Noah Gragson will hold off hard-charging Justin Allgaier to win stage number 1. We see all the lap cars come down pit road with Noah Gragson winning the race off pit road. AJ Allmendinger, just like the Cup Series race, the previous race, he had some issues with his cool suit for the second race in a row. That's something they're definitely going to have to fix for sure. This would affect AJ in the rest of the race. So on the restart, Noah Gragson lead the field from the outside with AJ Allmendinger on the inside. And we saw basically a lot of really strong runs on the restart. Allmendinger and Gragson battled side by side. Allmendinger actually got the lead in turn 2. Then they got back being side by side. And Justin Allgaier sent it 3 wide to get to the outside and took the race lead from Noah Gragson. We say green for fuel outs with Allgaier leading, and in the next caution race come out lap 41 as 2 separate incidents. CJ McLaughlin got into the wall outside of turn number 2 after spinning out, and Matt Mills, he would get into the outside wall and get a ton of damage, bringing out the caution. We then basically go back during lap 46 with Justin Allgaier leading the field from the outside with Ty Gibbs on the inside, and Justin Allgaier got a great restart and took the race lead with Sammy Smith right behind him. And then we got a couple laps later, we'd have trouble with around 8 laps to go in stage number 2 for David Starr. David Starr spun in the backstretch air, but he did not hit the wall, did not get a ton of damage on the car. In fact, didn't even get any damage on the wall and avoided contact after contact with Dylan Bassett. Then we saw a little bit of strategy in this race. Guys like AJ Allmendinger, Noah Gragson, Landon Castle, Daniel Hemrick, Josh Berry all stayed out while the rest leaders came down pit road. So on the restart with 2 laps to go, AJ Allmendinger would lead the field from the outside with Noah Gragson on the inside, and Allmendinger would actually hold on to the race lead. But Noah Gragson would get really close to AJ Allmendinger. He'd get to the inside, close up about 2/10, gets to the inside, drag race across the line, and Noah Gragson will hold off AJ Allmendinger to win stage number 2. Then all the cars that did not pit under the caution previous, they all came down pit road, this being Noah Gragson, AJ Allmendinger, Josh Berry, Landon Castle. All those guys came down pit road while the rest leaders stayed out who pitted previously. Josh Berry, who unfortunately had a good run going, he unfortunately would basically get a speeding penalty on pit road after they had to fix some damage on the car. So on the restart, you had Ty Gibbs lead the field from the outside with Sammy Smith on the inside. Ty Gibbs got a really great restart, had a hard charge and not still the battle, but Ty Gibbs eventually cleared up. Then with around 50 laps to go, we saw some trouble for Sammy Smith and Sam Mayer. Sammy Smith basically came down just a little bit into Sam Mayer, and Sam Mayer would get a ton of damage and would have a tire rub and would have to come down pit road. Then the race is going green for a long time, and then Ty Gibbs started having some issues in the front of his car, basically that being debris, but got it behind Blaine Perkins a few laps later and got that debris off. Then basically we saw pit stop starting happen with around 27 laps to go, where Brandon Jones basically coming down pit road and starting it. Then Justin Allgaier came down pit road, and then Ty Gibbs came down pit road as well. Ty Gibbs came off at pit road just in front of Justin Allgaier, and then basically, unfortunately, Sammy Smith, who was having a good run on that lap at 24 to go, he unfortunately would get caught for speeding on pit road. Then the rest leaders would all come down pit road. We also saw on pit road a car basically catch on fire, that being David Starr's tire exploded and car caught on fire. Kind of surprised caution did not come out for that, but basically that would happen. And then basically we saw the last couple cars come down pit road for the cycle, that being Ryan Sieg and Kyle Weatherman. And then it became a chase between Justin Allgaier and Ty Gibbs. Justin Allgaier was actually catching Ty Gibbs on the long run because Justin Allgaier first was getting through the traffic a lot better. But then what really cost Justin Allgaier an opportunity to win was basically Maya Sider. Maya Sider basically came down and moved up in multiple lanes that basically blocked Justin Allgaier. Did that also to Noah Gragson, and that cost him an opportunity and a shot to get the Ty Gibbs. Basically near the end, Justin Allgaier tried to catch Ty Gibbs, but it would not be enough. And coming off the final corner, Ty Gibbs would pick up his 9th career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory and his 5th victory of the 2022 season. Did Ty Gibbs have the best car today? No, I don't think Ty Gibbs had the best car, but what he had was the right strategy, did a great job on the racetrack, kept his cool, did a great job, was very, very patient to race, and that's what got him the victory today, and was really good through the traffic as well. Really well-deserved win, in my opinion. Ty Gibbs definitely becoming the championship favorite. His 5th win of the year. Congratulations, Ty Gibbs, on picking up the victory. Wasn't the best car, but had a really strong car and picks up his 5th victory of 2022. So now we're overall going to go through the results of today's race, and I'll talk about the rest of the race and give my score on it. So Ty Gibbs picks up the victory. Justin Allgaier finishes 2nd. I think Allgaier did have a better car than Ty Gibbs, but unfortunately near the end, the traffic cost Justin Allgaier an opportunity to get around Ty Gibbs. Good run, though, from Justin Allgaier. He's been really consistent. Great run from Allgaier. No, Gragson finished his 3rd. I think Gragson had the fastest car near the end and was actually catching both Allgaier and Ty Gibbs, but unfortunately ran out of time to get up there and contend. If he had about 15 more laps of green flag racing, I think he could have caught Ty Gibbs, but still a really good run out regardless for no Gragson in 3rd position. Brandon Jones gets a very solid top 5 finish in 4th. Ran around 5th to 6th most of the day, so get 4th is really good to see. Austin Hill will be making his Cup Series debut tomorrow. He finished 5th. Good run from Austin Hill in 5th position. Josh Berry, after a speeding penalty, bounced back to a really solid 6th place finish. I didn't think he was going to come back and win, but to finish 6th, that's a great comeback from Josh Berry. He was really fast last year. He was pretty fast this year as well. Just didn't have enough time to get any more positions, but a really solid 6th place finish. A.J. Allmendinger, who was still having those cool suit issues in this race, he finishes 7th. Loses some ground, I think, on the regular season championship, but still a solid run from A.J. in 7th. Another top 10. Good run from Allmendinger. Daniel Hemrick finishes 8th, had a top 5 car early in the race. I don't know what happened to Hemrick. His car just really fell off near the end of the race, but he still gets a good top 10 finish. Riley Hurts finishes 9th. Landon Castle finishes 10th. 11th for Sheldon Creed. Decent run from Creed today. He's been getting more momentum, and his finishes have definitely been a lot better. Sammy Smith finishes 12th. I think Sammy Smith had a top 5 car. I don't think he had the fastest car on track, really, especially on the long runs. I think he was good on the long runs, but I don't think he had the fastest car. But that speeding penalty really cost him a great run, but he still gets a very solid top 15 finish in 12th. I think Sammy Smith could win a race for the end of the year. He's been showing a lot more patience. He'll be in this car a lot more near the end of the year. And for his 3rd career start, did have a good run. It's a shame it kind of didn't end great, but he still finished top 15 and recovered pretty slightly. Brandon Brown finishes in 13th. Anthony Alfredo finishes in 14th. Ryan Sieg finishes 15th. Kyle Weatherman finishes 16th. Can we talk about how Kyle Weatherman is still not full-time right now, despite the fact he qualified in the top 10 in this car and ran top 20 pretty much all day long? I never saw Kyle Weatherman fall outside of top 20 and got a solid top 16 finish. Why is he not full-time in this car? I don't understand it, because this car would not only qualify for the races, but would get the finishes and help in the owner's points. Great run from Kyle Weatherman. We're seeing drivers starting to take notice of this guy. He's definitely the most underrated driver, at least in Xfinity right now, in my opinion. Great run from Kyle Weatherman. My Snyder kind of held up both the junior motorsports cars and gets a solid 17th place finish. Kaz Grall finishes 18th. John Hunter Nemechek, I really thought was going to be more of a threat today. They really struggled in the 26 car. He finishes 19th. J.J. Elley finishes in 20th. Kyle Sieg finishes in 21st. Jet Byrne finishes 22nd. Joe Graff Jr. finishes in 23rd. Mason Massey finishes in 24th. Patrick Emerling finishes in 25th. Alex Abay finishes 26th. Ryan Ellis finishes in 27th. Josh Bliggy finishes 28th. Ryan Vargas finishes 29th. 30th for Bailey Curry. 31st for Jeremy Clements. Have no idea what happened to Jeremy. He was 1 point in the top 20. It seems like the 51 car struggled today. Blaine Perkins, who was substituting, basically taking part in that 02 car. It's unclear if he'll be back in the race car the rest of the year. Really struggled today, in my opinion. That car is not, just saying Blaine Perkins has struggled in trucks, and he really did nothing today. Sam Mayer, who had multiple issues today, he finishes 33rd. Really had a struggling day. Was actually in the top 5 for the contact. He finishes 33rd. Dylan Bassett finishes 34th. David Starr, after having his issues, he finishes 35th. Josh Williams finishes 36th. CJ McGough finishes 37th. And Matt Mills finishes last in 38th place. So overall, I'm now going to talk about my overall thoughts on today's race and give you my score for today's race. Honestly, I thought this race was okay. It wasn't as good as last year's race, in my opinion. I thought the racing last year generally was a lot better. But it wasn't terrible. He got a lot of good racing for sure at points. But one of the issues of this, there was a lot of dirty air in this race. And, of course, Michigan's a track that is really high-speed track. So when you have high speeds, you tend to have a lot more dirty air. But I will say last year's race I thought was better. But this race wasn't horrendous. There was good battles. That stage 2 finish was really, really good. It's just that the beginning and the end weren't as good. And it was really hard to pass as well. Even with guys that had fresher tires, it was much more difficult for those guys to get through the field than the guys even on old tires. So my score of today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race, I'm going to get it overall a 6 out of 10. Like I said, I expected a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I just want to see a little bit more in this race. You know what I mean? It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. Overall for me, though, actually, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Decent race. Won a little more, but a well-deserved winner in my opinion. So, anyway, that is going to be it for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Michigan International Speedway for the New Holland 250. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications to be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's get below over that and comment your thoughts on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below, and congratulate Ty Gibbs on picking up his 5th victory of 2022. Let me know that in the comments below. Tomorrow we will have the NASCAR Cup Series race, but of course, pending the weather. Of course, there's weather potentially in the forecast tomorrow for the Cup Series race at Michigan. Monday should be a NASCAR news video. If not, we might have a little silly season update coming out Monday. Tuesday will be race picks, of course, for the upcoming race at Richmond, and a lot of other stories on the way as well that you definitely should all check out. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.